I've said this before, the WNBA has an A'ja Wilson problem, and I believe that. I think the fact that A'ja Wilson is the best player in the world, and the fact that she is actively trying to ruin Caitlin Clark.
Imagine being the face of the WNBA. You have the trophies, the shubile, and a loyal fan base. Then a rookie steps onto the scene, and suddenly you're tweeting about not receiving enough recognition, calling out podcasters to mock your logo. A'ja Wilson has crafted an extraordinary legacy with multiple MVPs, consecutive championships, and a reputation as one of the greatest in the game. However, her recent comments regarding Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever fans have stirred controversy, leading many to wonder how these remarks could influence her career in the future.
A'ja Wilson, I'm telling you this right now, if A'ja Wilson did not say a word during the season, A'ja Wilson would be one of the most popular basketball players because she's a hell of a player.
It all began when Wilson made bold comments about Clark's popularity. She didn't just imply it, she outright stated it. Wilson claimed that Clark's fame was largely due to her race. Can you believe that? But she didn't stop there. Wilson continued by saying there was nothing she could do to become the most popular player in the WNBA.
Wilson, a two-time league champion and now three-time WNBA MVP, told the Associated Press she thought Clark's race was a huge contributor to her popularity. It doesn't matter what we all do as black women, we're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is.
You might be wondering if this is just typical rivalry talk, but fans and the media are beginning to question Wilson's true intentions. Is this really about competition, or is there something deeper behind these remarks? Here's where it gets even more intriguing. While Wilson is claiming her comments are about race, other WNBA players are seeing their popularity soar. Take Napheesa Collier and Okundai, for example. They're becoming fan favorites, and last time I checked, they're not white. So, what's really going on here?
Then explain to me why this season, I'm not going to lie, from start to finish of the season, the people that grew the most in popularity were Napheesa Collier and Arike Agambowale. Explain to me that. Maybe it's because they're just hoopers and people don't hate them.
You might be thinking, okay, but maybe Wilson's just frustrated about something specific. Well, that's what we're all trying to figure out. What's driving her to make these statements? Is it jealousy, fear of losing her top spot, or is there more to the story we're not seeing? Remember the 2023 MVP race when Brianna Stewart took home the trophy instead of Wilson? All hell broke loose. You'd think Wilson herself would be leading the charge, right? But here's where it gets really interesting. It wasn't just Wilson. Her supporters came out in full force. Can you believe Sheryl Swoopes, a WNBA legend, was caught liking anti-Stewart tweets? That's how far this drama reaches.
Not even almost in a Skip Bayless way. And Sheryl Swoopes, the reality of the situation is people are like, oh, she dislikes Caitlin Clark, she's turning on Caitlin Clark. I stand by the fact that I think that this is almost if someone's a threat to A'ja Wilson, they're a problem.
But wait, there's more. It's not just about MVP awards. Wilson's remarks are part of a bigger conversation about how players are perceived and the challenges of competition within the league. Her comments could be a sign of something much deeper going on.
Sabrina Ionescu got on, it's zoomed a bit too much, she got on the NBA 2K24 cover before A'ja Wilson got on the 2K cover. And there was uproar. There was absolute carnage.
Did you catch that? A'ja Wilson didn't miss a beat when Sabrina Ionescu landed the NBA 2K cover. What should have been a WNBA celebration quickly turned into a Wilson-driven debate. Fans wasted no time arguing that Wilson deserved the spotlight. And when Ionescu got her own signature shoe, the backlash was so intense you'd think it was a crime to celebrate that milestone.
Every single award A'ja Wilson has not won, people have complained about. And this Time magazine one was not even a basketball award.
You might be thinking, surely this can't affect how the media covers it. Well, whether it's right or wrong, it seems like Wilson has the media wrapped around her finger. When Time magazine didn't include her in a discussion about top athletes, her fans went wild. They accused Time of completely overlooking her skills. But here's the thing. Time's Athlete of the Year isn't just about skills. It takes into account a whole range of factors like impact, influence, and overall contribution.
Like, even if it wasn't Caitlin Clark, I think you could make an argument Caitlin Clark did not deserve to win Time Athlete of the Year. But you better believe A'ja Wilson wasn't in the top 50. She was not in the top 50 athletes of the year. I'm sorry. There's no question about that. She was not in the top 50 athletes this year. So I'm just saying it, like, it's crazy.
Let's talk Olympics for a second. During the games, when Wilson wasn't exactly dominating the court, someone had the nerve to suggest that Stewart was the MVP. You know what happened next. Wilson's fans attacked like it was their job. It's gotten to the point where it feels less like fan support and more like a cult following.
And it's bullying is allowed if it's on behalf of A'ja Wilson. Like, the amount of stuff, like Becky Hammond's even there, like, joking about how bad Stewie is if it's on behalf of A'ja for winning MVP when they won the title. The amount of times Sabrina Ionescu got attacked by fans, and it was fine when it's on behalf of A'ja.
This whole situation is causing a major issue for the WNBA. When one player has this much control over the media narrative, it throws everything off balance. But wait, there's more. Wilson isn't done talking. In fact, it seems like every time Clark achieves something, Wilson has something to say about it. And trust me, you won't believe what's coming next in this WNBA drama.
A'ja Wilson, I'm telling you this right now, if A'ja Wilson did not say a word during the season, A'ja Wilson would be one of the most popular basketball players because she's a hell of a player. Like, she is a hell of a player, and I mean that.
Let's talk about why Clark's Nike deal is such a big deal for the WNBA. It's not just about one player landing a fancy sponsorship. It's Nike saying, hey, women's basketball is worth investing in. It's the kind of recognition that can help the entire league grow. You think every WNBA player would be celebrating, right? Well, A'ja Wilson had other ideas.
Next thing, as soon as Caitlin Clark's Nike deal gets announced, and that she's getting a signature shoe, A'ja Wilson goes on Twitter and goes on an entire, 4 or 5 tweet rant about how she'll never get the recognition that she deserves, and basically that Caitlin Clark is only getting this because of her racing.
That's how much of a stir A'ja Wilson caused. She jumped on Twitter, and things got messy fast. She suggested that Clark only landed the Nike deal because she's white. Can you believe that? A star player implying that a rookie got special treatment based solely on race. Wilson didn't say it outright, but her tweets made it clear. She expressed frustration over Clark's popularity and linked it to race, claiming Clark's deal was based on her race, grabbing the attention of fans and sponsors. But here's the thing that's got everyone scratching their heads.
While, in the background, A'ja Wilson knows she has a shoe. She already knows, I've got my signature shoe coming, but I'm gonna go and enter the Victim Olympics right here and make people hate Caitlin Clark even more.
A'ja Wilson already has her own signature shoe. That's right, the player complaining about not getting recognition is one of the few WNBA stars with a personalized sneaker line. So, why is she so upset about Clark's deal? Fan reactions are all over the place. Some are rallying behind Wilson, applauding her for speaking her truth, while others accuse her of tearing down a rising star instead of uplifting the league. Sponsors have stayed silent for now, but they're watching every moment of this drama unfold. The biggest shock. Nike made a bold move to sidestep controversy by pulling the plug on Caitlin Clark's signature shoe line entirely.
Nike hasn't produced one ad or commercial featuring Clark since she turned pro, and despite a signature shoe being part of Nike's agreement with Clark, it may not be released until 2026, according to sports business reporter Ethan Strauss. He reports Nike wants to prioritize A'ja Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the 3rd time.
So, why did Wilson react this way? Is it just jealousy, or is there something deeper at play? Some people think she's afraid of losing her spotlight, while others wonder if she's trying to stir up controversy to stay relevant. Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure. This Twitter tirade isn't doing Wilson any favors. You think the Nike deal drama was wild? Wait until you hear about the logo that launched 1,000 tweets. A'ja Wilson's about to give us all a masterclass in how not to handle criticism. But here's the real shocker. It's not just about a logo. This is the moment Wilson's image started to crumble, and you won't believe where it leads her next.
laugh at a logo. Like, I'm a Miami Heat fan. I can laugh at the dumb Heat culture kid. You've got to be able to just laugh at bullshit. You've got to be. Because if you're not, then there's issues with that. You've got to be able to.
What happened? A podcast decided to poke fun at Wilson's logo. They didn't hold back, calling it the dumbest logo ever and saying it looked like a bottle opener. Now, we've all seen some questionable sports logos before, but this critique hit Wilson hard, really hard.
They made fun. They laughed about how bad this logo was. I'm sorry, this is a bottle opener. It is a bottle opener. I might mean something, but this is a bottle opener.
You'd think a superstar like Wilson would brush it off, right? No. Instead, she went on a full-blown Twitter rampage. She didn't just respond, she tagged the podcasters and unleashed her army of followers on them. It was like watching a nuclear meltdown in real time. Wilson took this logo critique as a personal attack, and she wasn't having any of it.
But you know, when Twitter trolls attack other people, according to her, it's Caitlin Clark's fault.
Now, you might be wondering if Wilson is just standing up for herself or if she's playing the victim card. It's a tough call. On one hand, she should be able to defend her brand, but on the other, her reaction seemed way over the top for a simple logo critique. It's got fans and the media questioning Wilson's ability to handle criticism. But wait, it gets even weirder. Remember how Wilson was feeling all defensive about her logo? Well, that was just the warm-up. When she visited Caitlin Clark's hometown and played a game, things took a turn for the bizarre. Wilson actually said she felt intimidated by the fans.
She comes out in an interview and talks about how scared she felt playing in Indiana.
There she is, coming out in an interview and talking about how scared she felt playing in Indiana. And get this, most of those fans were young girls. Can you believe it? A WNBA superstar feeling scared of a bunch of kids cheering for their hometown hero? Wilson went as far as saying she felt scared playing in Indiana. Now, let's be real for a second. Indiana is known for its love of basketball, not for being a scary place to play. So, what's really going on here? Is Wilson trying to make Clark's fan base look bad, or is she genuinely that rattled by the rookie's popularity?
I think all this we're scared to play in Indiana was an attempt to get the All-Star game moved from Indiana, which was never going to happen. Because as soon as that conspiracy theory started coming, she shut up quick.